In the heart of ancient Egypt, within the golden palace of the most tyrannical ruler in history, Pharaoh, lived a woman whose faith shook the heavens. Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh, stood as a beacon of light in a house of darkness. While her husband claimed to be a god and ruled with cruelty, Asiya secretly submitted to the one true God, Allah. Her story, briefly mentioned in the Qur'an but deeply profound, is one of unimaginable courage, sacrifice, and unwavering belief. But who was she really? What led her to defy the world's most powerful man? And what shocking truths does the Qur'an reveal about her that many overlook today? In this powerful Quranic story, we uncover the truth about Asiya, her hidden faith, her fierce stand against tyranny, and the heavenly reward that awaited her. In the grand halls of Egypt, amid gold, power, and tyranny, lived a woman whose faith made angels weep and inspired generations. Asiya bint Muzahim, the wife of Pharaoh, one of the most notorious tyrants in history, is a woman honored by Allah himself in the Qur'an. Her story, though mentioned briefly, holds deep lessons in courage, belief, and sacrifice. While surrounded by unimaginable luxury and power, she chose pain over palace, and faith over fear. This is the shocking truth about Asiya, the woman who stood up to a man who called himself God. Who is Asiya? Asiya was the queen of Egypt, married to Pharaoh, who ruled with an iron fist and declared himself divine. She lived a life of unimaginable luxury and wealth. From an outsider's perspective, she had everything a person could desire: palace walls laced with gold, an army at her service, and the power to command a nation. But Asiya's soul was untouched by the corruption of her husband's tyranny. Her heart longed not for material wealth, but for truth. Despite living in the very heart of evil, she was pure and upright. According to Islamic tradition, Asiya recognized the truth of the one God when Prophet Musa, Moses, came with his message. Her faith did not arise from comfort but grew in a storm of oppression. The baby in the basket, Asiya's first act of compassion. One of the most beautiful and defining moments in Asiya's story begins with a crying baby floating down the Nile. And the wife of Pharaoh said, "He will be a comfort of the eye for me and for you. Do not kill him, perhaps he may benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." And they perceived not. Surah Al-Qasas 28:9. This baby was none other than Musa, whose mother had placed him in a basket to save him from Pharaoh's slaughter of newborn Israelite boys. It was Asiya who softened her husband's heart and convinced him to spare the child. That act of compassion was not just a motherly instinct, it was divinely inspired. Unbeknownst to Pharaoh, the very child he raised in his palace would later challenge his tyranny. And it was Asiya, the queen, who helped save that prophet. Her secret faith. As Musa, grew older and declared his prophethood, Asiya saw the truth in his message. She believed in the Lord of Musa, openly in her heart but secretly from the people. This was a dangerous choice. Pharaoh had zero tolerance for rebellion. He was killing children merely for their bloodline. How would he react to betrayal from his own wife? Yet, Asiya stood firm in her faith. Pharaoh's fury and her final stand. The Quran doesn't give details of long dialogues between Asiya and Pharaoh. But according to Islamic tradition, when Pharaoh discovered her faith, his cruelty knew no bounds. He tortured her severely, hoping she would renounce her belief in Allah. But she remained unshaken. One of the most powerful du'as, supplications, recorded in the Quran is hers. "My Lord, build for me near you a house in paradise and save me from Pharaoh and his deeds and save me from the wrongdoing people." Surah At-Tarim 66:11. Her supplication reveals everything. She didn't pray for survival. She didn't ask to be spared from pain. She asked for nearness to Allah. That was her ultimate goal. Even as she was chained, whipped, and left under the burning sun, she looked up to the skies and smiled. According to narrations, Allah opened a window of Jannah for her, and she saw her home in paradise. She laughed with joy. In a fit of rage, Pharaoh ordered her execution. But she died a martyr, with the smile of belief on her lips. A woman among the greatest. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, Many men reached the level of perfection, but no women reached the level of perfection except Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh, and Maryam, the daughter of Imran. Sahih Bukhari. What does it mean to reach perfection? It means to reach the highest level of faith, iman, steadfastness, sabr, and moral excellence. Asiya achieved this while living under the rule of the most arrogant and cruel man on earth. Her story is not just inspirational, it's revolutionary. She proves that no matter how difficult your circumstances, your soul can still belong entirely to Allah. Even if the world around you is corrupt, you can remain pure. Lessons from Asiya's story. Faith is personal, not conditional. Asiya lived in luxury, yet that didn't blind her from recognizing the truth. She teaches us that faith isn't a result of circumstances, it's a conscious choice. Courage in the face of tyranny. Her bravery was not loud or political. It was quiet, hidden, yet powerful. She didn't lead armies or give public speeches. Her courage was in her belief, her dua, and her refusal to bow to falsehood. Compassion is strength. She saved a child Pharaoh wanted to kill. That one act changed the course of history. Sometimes, mercy is the beginning of revolution. True reward is with Allah. Despite being tortured to death, she didn't ask for the pain to stop, she asked for a house near Allah. Her eyes were on eternity, not this world. Why her story matters today. In today's world, many feel lost or afraid to stand for truth. We compromise under pressure, remain silent in the face of injustice, or believe we are powerless. Asiya's story is a reminder that your strength doesn't come from your status, your voice, or your freedom, it comes from your faith. You might be surrounded by darkness, but that doesn't mean you have to let it into your heart. Like Asiya, you can choose to stand firm. You can speak through your patience. And you can shine even in a palace of oppression. The queen who chose paradise. Asiya bint Muzahim isn't just a side character in the story of Musa, a.s. She is a central pillar in the message of what it means to be a true believer. She chose the unseen over the seen, the eternal over the temporary, and Allah over the world. When Allah Himself honors someone in His final revelation, you know their story carries weight. Asiya's legacy is not one of power or politics, it's one of soul-deep conviction. In a world that worshipped a man, she worshipped the Creator. Let her story echo in your heart, no matter where you are, no matter who you're surrounded by, you always have a choice. And sometimes, that choice makes all the difference, not just in this life, but for eternity.